Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think I can hear some sound. Do you
Hello.
hear? Okay, good. Fine.
Excuse me. The post take the box for me. Excuse me.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
The present for my grandchildren. I order online. Excuse me.
Okay, I hope everything is good now, right?
Okay, I am here.
Okay. Okay, Ian.
Yes.
Okay, what's your question? Make one question using how often.
How often do you do?
Do what? Do you what?
Teacher, I reply your question or
No, you make one question using how often.
How often do you do on holiday?
What more specific? Well, how often do you do what? What activity you want to ask?
Teacher, I don't understand you.
How often do you do what? I want to know do what?
How often do you
What do you want to ask me? How often do you what? You need to tell the activity. You need to name the activity. Phải nói cái hành động chứ. Làm cái gì? Yến mới nói là how often do you do bạn đang làm gì?
Bạn thường làm gì? I want to say.
No. How often là mình phải nói cái hành động đó. Okay, cái hành động đó. Động gì? Okay.
How often do you watch TV?
Okay. On the weekend?
On the weekend.
Okay. Next. Benino, Mr. Benino, what's your question? You're on mute. Mr. Benino, unmute your mic. Kenny, what's your question?
How often do you read English?
Do you read in English?
Read English.
Okay. Tuyết.
Miss Tuyết is busy.
Oh.
I see.
Okay.
I see just yes.
Rahim.
Yes, sir.
What's your question?
How often do you go to the restaurant?
Okay. Mr. Benino. You unmute your mic before you can say it. I can't hear you. Back to who next? That's it. That's all. Anna, what is your question?
Mhm. How often do you cook Eastern foods?
Eastern food.
Eastern food.
This one.
Eastern food.
What do you mean Easter food?
Eastern.
Spell it. E.
How of E A C T E R N.
What word is that?
Eastern food. Spice food.
Style food.
Spice. Style.
Spice.
Spicy. Spicy.
Spice food. Yeah.
Okay.
How often cook the spices food?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, good. Mr. Benino.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, my question is, how often do you go to supermarket in a week? Okay.
Okay, good. All right. Is that recording everyone? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So those questions. All right. So how to answer this question? So say how frequent. Let me make it bigger so you can see it. Is that big enough? Okay. Say how frequently you do the activity. The first thing, right? Of course, that you use adverb of frequency, and then explain why you do it that frequently. So those three things you need to include in your speaking. Okay. All right. So the first one, oh, this is too big. Adverb frequency again. Adverbs of frequency that go before the verb. Always. I always read the Sunday papers. Make one sentence with always.
I always visit my mom at weekend.
At the weekend. I
the
always
weekend.
visit my mom at the weekend.
At the weekend.
Mr. Benino.
Yeah. I go visit my mother-in-law almost once a week.
No, yes, always. I always.
Okay. I always visit my mother-in-law house once a week.
No, if you say always, you don't say once a week. You say
Oh,
always.
yeah.
Right.
Okay. I always go to visit my mother-in-law once a week.
No, once a week. I
Ah.
always visit my mother-in-law at the
Okay.
weekend, maybe.
Okay, pardon.
Okay.
I always go visit my sister-in-law.
Early.
Okay. Next, Kenny.
I always study English
I
in the
always
weekend.
on the weekend or at the
On
weekend.
the weekend.
Okay, remember
On the
that one.
weekend.
Use times of a day correctly. Okay. Next, Rahim.
I always take a Zoom meeting on the weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Let's go.
I always get up early.
good. Did in already, right? Okay.
Yes, I already.
Okay. Next, adverb frequency again. Adverb frequency that go before the verb. So you have seldom or rarely. They are the same meaning, right? Santiago rarely or seldom goes to fast food restaurant. Right? In your sentence.
Really goes.
So you can use either seldom or rarely. Just pick one.
What is mean seldom?
Yến,
Yes. I seldom goes to swimming pool.
I seldom go, not goes, go to the swimming pool.
I seldom go to swimming pool.
Go to the swimming pool. Go to the swimming pool.
Go to the swimming pool.
Okay. Mr. Benino.
Yeah. Me too. I rarely go to swimming pool
Okay.
because I can swim. Because I can swim.
All right. Next, Kenny.
Not really.
I seldom play basketball.
Good. Rahim.
I rarely eat in a restaurant.
Good. Anna.
She rarely goes to the library.
She reads. Good. Okay. Tick. Is Tick available now? Not yet. All right. Next. Never. Okay. Yến. I never talk during the lecture. Right? So H go before the verb. Yến.
I never cook.
I never spicy food. All right.
Yeah.
Benino.
I never go to bed before 10 o'clock p.m.
No, if you say 10 o'clock, you don't say either PM or AM, right? 10 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 10 AM, right?
Okay,
Next.
thank you.
Kenny,
Thank
I
you.
never go to America.
I've never been to America.
I have never been to America.
Good. Rahim,
I never talk while taking a lesson.
say it again.
I never talk while taking a lesson.
Oh, I never talk during the lecture.
During the lecture. Thank you.
Anna,
I never jump on the street.
good. All right. But, okay, make sure you let me know when tweak available. Okay. Next, a verb of frequency that go before the verb or at the end of a sentence. So there are two ways: before the verb or at the end of the sentence. So we have often. I often listen to music, or I listen to music often. So two ways, right? So you need to tell me two ways.
I often listen to English music.
Another way.
I often watching.
No, you use it here already before verb. Now use at the end of a sentence.
I listen to English music often.
Very good. Benino.
Teacher,
Yes.
I want a question. This is read often or often?
Both way. Often or often. Okay, two ways.
Yes.
Benino.
Thank you.
Me, I often go riding my bicycle, and I go riding my bicycle often.
Very good.
That's
Kenny.
correct?
Yeah. Kenny.
I often play basketball. I play basketball often.
Rahim.
I often listen to my father's advice. I listen to my father's advice often.
Very good. Anna.
I often play with my children. I play with children often.
With my children. Okay, good. Next. Frequently, same way, right? You use before the verb or at the end of a sentence. I frequently go to the beach with my friends, or I go to the beach with my friends frequently. Yeah. All right.
Teacher,
Yes.
teacher, please. What mean frequently in English? I don't-
Frequently.
frequently. What mean?
Frequently, okay, frequently mean often. It's kind of same, often, right? It is
Often.
synonym, often or
Okay,
frequently.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
It is just different words that we use. Okay, in
Okay.
I frequently go to travel with my family. I go to travel with my family frequently.
I frequently travel, not go to travel. Right?
I
Travel.
frequently travel with my family. I travel with my family frequently.
Good, Mr. Benino.
Okay. I frequently go to the beach with my friends. I go to the beach with my friends frequently.
Okay, copy my sentence. Okay,
Are you? Oh,
it's fine. Kenny.
Mm,
okay.
I frequently study English. I study English frequently.
Awesome. Rahim.
I frequently watch TV on the weekend. I watch TV on the weekend frequently.
Very good. All right. Anna.
I frequently go to the bookstore with my girls. I go to the bookstore with my girl frequently.
Very good. Okay. Adverbs or frequency that go at the beginning of a sentence, or before the verb, or at the end of a sentence. So these adverb frequency can use three ways, right? Usually I play football on Sunday. I usually play football on Sunday, or I play football on Sunday usually. So three ways you can put, right?
I usually visit my mom on Sunday. I visit my mom on Sunday usually.
One more way.
I visit my mom on Sunday usually.
So you're missing the first one. Put usually at the beginning of a sentence.
Oh, usually I visit my mom on Sunday.
Very good. Benino.
Me, I usually meet my friends at a bar near my house. I meet my friends at a bar near my house usually. Oh, no.
One more word. At the beginning.
I usually meet my friends.
No, at the beginning. Usually.
Usually.
With, before the pronoun.
Yeah. So you have you put that before the verb and at the end. Now put it at the beginning of a sentence. Usually I meet my friends.
Usually I meet my friends at a bar near my house.
Good. All right, Kenny.
Okay.
Usually I study English on Sunday. I usually study English on Sunday. I study English on Sunday usually.
Very good. Rahim.
Usually I go for a picnic on the weekend. I go for a picnic on the weekend usually.
One more way.
One more, sir.
Yeah, three ways. So you say
Usually I go for a picnic on the weekend. This one is left.
Okay, is that okay? So make sure you use the three different positions. Okay, Anna.
Usually she cleans her house. She usually cleans her house on Saturday.
Mhm.
She usually clean she clean on Saturday. Oh no. she clean her house on Saturday usually.
Very good. All right.
Oh.
All
Okay.
right. This one, the same occasionally. Occasionally, you can use in three positions at the beginning of a sentence, before a verb, or at the end of a sentence. For example, my sentence, occasionally Mary listen to rock music. Mary occasionally listen to rock music. Mary listen to rock music occasionally. Occasionally means sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay.
Done. Okay.
In
Occasionally, I watch a horror movies. I occasionally watch horror movies. I horror movies occasionally.
what I horror movie occasionally. I watch horror movie.
I watch movies occasionally. Teacher, occasionally I read, right?
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah, occasionally.
Occasion
Occasion, because you are stressed on the second syllable. So occasionally.
Yes,
Okay.
occasionally.
Mr. Benino.
For me, I occasionally go to the cinema.
Mhm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, 3 ways. You need to put it 3 ways, 3 position. You're on the second one, the first and the third one.
One more sentence.
2 more. Now you're using the position before the verb. Now you need to put it before, at the beginning and at the end.
I occasionally, no, I watch cinema occasionally.
Occasionally, I go to the cinema. Okay, at the end, I go to the cinema occasionally. Okay.
Okay, I can put occasionally at the end of the sentence.
Okay, now it can be at the beginning of your sentence. It can be before a verb, and it can be at the end of a sentence.
Oh, okay.
Next, Kenny.
Or occasionally, I go to restaurant.
Okay.
I occasionally go to restaurant. I go to restaurant occasionally.
I go to the restaurant.
Go to the restaurant. Okay.
Rahim.
Occasionally, I visit my friend house every week. I occasionally visit my friend house every week. I visit my friend house every week occasionally.
Okay. Anna.
Occasionally, I watch ballet in the theater. I occasionally watch ballet in the theater. I watch ballet in the theater occasionally.
Ballet.
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 Okay. Ballet. Thank you. Ballet.
Not ba. Ballet.
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 Okay, next. Sometimes means occasionally, so therefore it is used the same way, 3 ways: at the beginning, before the verb, or at the end of the sentence. Okay.
Sometimes I go to shopping with my friends. I sometimes go to shopping with my friends. I go to shopping with my friends sometimes.
Shopping.
shopping.
Okay. Next, Benino.
I sometimes go to the park with my son. I go to the park with my son sometimes.
Sometimes I go to the bar with my son, right?
Sometimes. Okay, sometimes. I sometimes go to the park with my son. I
Kenny.
go to the park with my son sometimes.
Any busy teacher?
Okay. Rahim.
Yes, sir. Sometime, wait, sir, let me remind something. Sometime I go out. I sometimes go out. I go out sometime.
Make sure with an ad sometimes, right? But
Time.
we have sometimes without ad, without s, it's different meaning, right?
Sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Anna.
Sometimes I eat ice cream in summer. I sometimes eat ice cream in summer. I eat ice cream in summer sometimes.
Very good. All right. Next. All right. In addition to never, seldom, rarely, you can also use the following colloquial expressions to sound more like a native. Every once in a while. It means sometimes, right? Every once in a while. It means sometimes. I play football on Sunday morning. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. All right. Okay, in.
Everyone in a while.
It need to be at the end of the sentence.
Oh yes. We watch or we go to cinema everyone's in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. All right. So from now on, I want you, because you know sometimes, right? But from now on, try to use this one. So that more about native speaker, right?
Yes, in a
Every
while.
once in a while.
Once in a while.
Benino.
I go to the shopping mall every once in a while.
Very good. Kenny is still not yet right, Rahim. Rahim.
I eat fish every week once in a while.
I eat fish once in a while. Okay. And
I visit my grandchildren in Dunakeszi every once in a while.
yeah, every once in a while. Okay, good.
Once in a while.
Okay, so make sure you this one so you sound more like native speaker. Right? From time to time mean occasionally. From time to time means occasionally. I have friends over, which means I invite my friends over from time to time. Right at the end of the sentence. In
Time ago.
I watch football from time to time.
football.
I watch football from time to time.
Benino.
Time. Oh.
From
Mivel
time.
jelöl? Occasionally, well. Délusa.
Your sentence using from time to time.
It's me?
Yes.
From time to time I
No,
go.
no. At the end of your sentence.
I go to the restaurant to eat pizza from time to time.
Very good. Rahim.
I talk to my friend in English from time to time.
Very good. Anna.
I work in my garden from time to time.
Very good. Anna, way to go. Okay. Next. All right. Once in a blue moon mean rarely. Once in a blue moon. rarely happen, right? I drink alcohol once in a blue moon. Mean rarely I did that. Okay, in
I drink alcohol once in a blue moon.
okay, Benino.
Oh, me too.
No, you need to say the sentence.
Yeah, but that's true.
Then you need to tell me the sentence. Don't say me too. Now the point is to practice it. You cannot say me too. You have to say the sentence. To complete sentence. I drink alcohol once in a blue.
I drink alcohol once in a blue moon.
Rahim.
I do swimming once in a blue moon.
Anna.
I go out once in a blue moon.
Yeah, so you stay home all the time. If you say once in a blue moon, which means rarely you go out, which means you stay home all the time. Right? So make sure you understand that once in a blue moon, rarely. Okay. All right, let's move on. Hardly ever. Hardly ever means almost never. Almost never. I hardly ever play video game means I seem that I don't even touch it, right? Hardly ever. In
I hardly ever play games.
good, Benino.
I hardly ever.
I hardly play.
games.
Hardly ever. Hardly ever.
I hardly ever drive car.
Good. Graham.
I hardly ever riding on horse.
Right. Okay. Next. Anna.
I hardly ever play cards.
Good. All right. All right. All right. So how often do you read books in English? So you need to use my expression right here. So let me see. I think we don't have much time. Okay. So you can hear every once in a while, from time to time, once in the blue moon, or hardly ever, or you can say don't always, don't usually, don't often, don't, whatever, all the time. Okay. Right here. How often do you read books in English?
I read English book every once in a while.
I read English books in English every once in a while. Good. Ian, how often do you go to expensive restaurants?
Oh, I go to expensive restaurants once from time to time.
Okay, so I go to expensive restaurant from time to time. Okay, next, Rahim. Oh, I mean, Benino. How often do you cook dinner for guests?
Often. Oh, I cook for guests every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Good.
But that means very often.
Yeah, I understand that. And how often do you go to music concert?
I go to the music concert anyám. Rarely, once in a blue moon.
Okay, yeah, good. Once in a blue moon, very good. All right. How often do you watch soap operas, Mr. Benino?
Soap opera. Oh, I watch soap opera once in a while. No, it's better. Yeah, once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon, good.
Yeah.
How often do you go on holiday with your friends in?
I go on holiday with my friends from time to time.
Very good. And how often do you read science magazines?
I I read science magazine from time every once in a while.
Oh, every once in a while. Good.
Yes.
How often do you watch American films, Rahim?
I watch American film from time to time.
Very good. All right. Okay, so I don't think we almost run out of time, but we still have something left behind. But that's why we continue next week though. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so use all of those things for answering this question, how often you do something, right? So try to use the adverb frequency correctly. You know the position where you can put it before verb, at the end of the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence, or 3 positions, right? And use those from time to time, hardly ever, or what else? Once is a blue moon, I think that to sound more like native speaker, right? So
Yes.
next week I'm going to continue with this lesson, okay?
Yeah.
And then we will finalize the speaking. Okay, so now before we say goodbye, make sure every single topic that I taught you, you need to review it. You need to practice it every day till when it comes to in the first part of the meeting, you answer it with confidence. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So if you do that all the way to lesson 40, you will be good at speaking, but you need to follow that, right? That's the only thing that if you want to achieve your goals is fluent speaking, you need to follow my instruction or else you cannot get to your goal. Got it? What else? So if you are busy, that's fine, but my next course for you after 40 lessons, you need to have 100% of completing your task for this course in order to be continued with me for the next one for grammar or vocabularies. It may be just one of you qualify for that, right? I'm okay with that. But I'm very strict with this one because if you don't do the whole thing I ask you to do, you cannot continue with me. You get that? All right.
Yes.
Maybe it can be one of you. I'm fine with that, but I pick the best of the best for those courses, okay? But if you are busy, 40 lessons is good for you to speak, right? To communicate with your friend, right? Unless you follow my instruction. Any question before we say goodbye?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
From time to time we use instead of sometime.
Yeah, from time to time. Yeah, because we use sometimes. It's just normal, right? So you native speaker, they use from time to time a lot. If you watch movie, you will see that from time to time. Right? But you can use sometimes, or you can use from time to time. Right? It doesn't make any difference, but it sounds a little bit more natural or native speaker way.
I think time to time is the lecture, right?
From
Sometimes
time,
we speak very fast and convenient when talking.
from time to time, try to use the expression, colloquial expressions. Try to use them. Any other question? Yes.
Yes, but when talk every day, we do use time to time.
From time to time.
From
time to time means sometimes. It means sometimes. Instead of using sometimes, you use from time to time.
Yes, I want to ask you, if we talk every day, we talk each other, we have used from time to time.
No, because that's often. You often talk to each other, right?
Yeah.
That's you cannot use from time to time. From time to time means sometimes, maybe 2 days a
Yeah.
week, not every day. Right? Not every day.
Mhm.
But if you talk to your friends every day, then you say we always talk to each other every day.